Hi, this is Jim York with FoxEdge, helping you master the art of balancing agility and focus. Welcome to our video series on Agile. Today's topic is product backlog refinement. Before we get to the refinement part, here's a brief refresher on the product backlog. In Agile, a product backlog is the queue of candidate work for an Agile team. A product backlog is ordered with the most valuable work at the top and is subject to change as new information is learned. Agile teams work on items pulled from the top of the product backlog with a shared goal to optimize the value created for the customer. To support this value creation goal, product backlog refinement seeks to place the work with the highest value potential at the top of the queue and to ensure that the items at the top are ready to be worked on by the team. Some general guidelines for product backlog refinement include: keep the queue short. Items in the product backlog tend to grow stale quickly. Since product backlog items have a short shelf life, it's best to do just enough just-in-time management of the product backlog, spending more time on the items toward the top of the queue and progressively less time on the items lower down. Define each discrete product backlog item so that when done, the item will be deployable, useful, and valuable to a customer. As more is learned, add, change, remove, and reorder product backlog items accordingly. Change to the product backlog can happen at any time as more is learned. Since the product backlog is subject to change, make sure your stakeholders can see it easily. An effective product backlog makes clear to stakeholders what is currently understood to be most important and what is currently understood to be less important. A visible product backlog is essential to keep everyone on the same page. An item must earn its place on the backlog. If an item is on the backlog, it might get done. If it's not on the backlog, it most definitely will not get done. And remember, items at the top of the queue are understood to be more valuable to the customer and thus more likely to be built, whereas items lower in the queue are understood to be less valuable to the customer and will be deferred until later, or perhaps not even built at all. Product backlogs are built, maintained, and refined through engagement with the customer community, the Agile team, and other stakeholders. So what does it mean for an item at the top of the queue to be ready to be worked on by the team? Well, first, it needs to be valuable. That is, we need to know its value potential and have confidence that it deserves its place at the top of the queue. Value drives motivation and engagement. Second, the level of effort to complete it must be small. Agile thrives on feedback. Large items take a long time to complete and delay feedback. Smaller items are done faster and enable a faster feedback loop. Third, the item must be understood well enough by the team that they have a high probability of getting the item done quickly. It's unlikely that all unknowns can be eliminated, but the level of unknowns must present an acceptable risk. Fourth, the team must have access to business domain expertise during the time that they are building the item, so any questions they have can be addressed quickly by someone who is most likely to have the right answer. And finally, the team has the knowledge, skills, and expertise to do the work necessary to get the item done. If the team is lacking needed competencies, it's generally best to try to get what is needed and fill this gap than to defer a valuable item in favor of a less valuable item. Remember, the goal is to optimize value creation. Thanks for watching this video on product backlog refinement. And remember, be balanced.